Hey everybody, Derek here. I'm here to bring you another video for Z Nation. This will be my review for the most recent episode, Zunami, that just premiered this evening. Just some overall thoughts on it right away. I was not very impressed by it. There were a lot of things that it did not do, like other episodes have done in the past, in order to make it interesting, in order to really, make it so that it furthered the plot, kept the audience's attention. I just felt like there wasn't enough there. They really missed the ball on this one. I understand that sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit, but you don't have to bring them to an immediate standstill, if you know what I mean. But I'm not gonna say it was terrible, but I just wasn't impressed by it, and I'm just gonna go through my thoughts. So just in case you have not watched it yet, there will be spoilers. So just in case, you will be spoiled if you watch this because I'm gonna be revealing plot lines. Okay, so we start out the episode with basically the main group minus Mac and Addie, who are still out, apart from the group, and they are basically they've gone without water for 3 days, which of course the body can't survive much longer than that without water. So one of the things that I kind of liked about the episode was that it finally showed the realistic, negative consequences of the zombie apocalypse. You really didn't see the group struggling too much with, food and water necessarily. Yeah, other problems, but they actually finally brought that to the forefront. The group was suffering from dehydration, and this huge herd of zombies comes barreling through, and they take shelter in what I believe was a mortuary. And they basically, are trapped because there's a huge load of zombies out there. They say it's like a line miles long, just a lot of different zombies out there. So they take shelter with a couple of random guys. Well, actually, it was just one. They had a couple, but then the other ones got trapped outside, and they gave them mercy. So this other guy is trapped in there, and they basically end up going to the back room when the zombies start to break in, and they hide inside those chambers that they place the dead bodies in before they, put them out for display for a funeral, for the family. That was basically where they were hiding. And because of all the zombies, there was just no way that they could fight through that many zombies. And they needed to find shelter. So basically, each person got inside one of the chambers. And Warren ended up hiding in a body bag in a bathtub because the other ones had dead bodies in them. For some reason, she just didn't feel like taking the dead body out there and getting in there. God forbid. But instead she decides to take shelter inside the bathtub in a body bag. And Murphy is basically able to lead the zombies out of there. It's pretty amazing. He's basically able to get them out of there, and then he gets food and water for the group. And at the end, whenever he gets them all out of their, out of their little prisons that they had, he sits them down. They're all having snacks. Like, yeah, Murphy's a hero. Woo! Yeah, Murphy stole it from mother and child that were alive. He lied and said that they were dead, and he took it from a dead family, whereas they were very well much alive. And he gets up and he says, "Guys, we got to get out of here right now. Okay, we got to go." And as he gets up, like his eyes start to like redden, orangish, color. It starts to form, and you're starting to think, "Oh, well." Part of me wonders if he has like these extra sensory zombie, senses, kind of like how we have the five senses. Maybe Murphy has more because maybe he sensed that the zombies were coming back. So he wanted the group to get the heck out of there before they came back. So that's why his eyes flared up like that. Or it may have been that he might have seen the wife and child out there. I couldn't tell. It didn't show. But basically, they're like, yeah, good job, Murphy. He's like, yeah, thanks, guys. We got to get out of here. And that's how the episode ends. And I mean, just too much sitting around. I mean, you don't necessarily have to have a lot of zombie action. I mean, there wasn't really any. I mean, they left that part out majorly, and it was mostly just them hiding, and I just didn't think that that was very appealing. There just wasn't enough to really keep it going as an episode. It just really felt like a standstill waste of time to me, and I just wasn't impressed with. It's like, okay, they're sitting in the chambers and blah 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 blah. It just wasn't entertaining to me, and I wasn't very impressed with that. Now, I thought, one thing that was making me interested was they finally, brought Citizen Z back to a little bit of prominence, and he's there, and all of a sudden this cosmonaut comes into the base that he's at, and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And sorry, that's a bad Russian accent. I'm not trying to. But he comes in there, and I'm thinking, oh wow, maybe we finally get to see Citizen Z interact with someone, and of course, as things start to go along, you notice that the dog is passed out and labored breathing, so he's sleeping throughout the whole thing, and then Citizen Z and the cosmonaut basically, they socialize, they start talking, and it was interesting, and it was very, entertaining to see, but then you start to get like really weirded out because then the cosmonaut starts acting really weird, and Citizen Z basically gets really paranoid and goes and hides from the guy, and then the guy all of a sudden starts going crazy, yelling and screaming, and then Citizen Z basically holds him at gunpoint, starts to interrogate him, and all of a sudden he gets tackled by the cosmonaut, and basically the guy's strangling him, and I'm like, what the heck is going on here? And it was just really confusing. I was like, at first it seemed like it was something entertaining, it was something that they could have worked with, that they really could have made a great story out of, and instead it's like, oh, he's getting strangled, and what the heck is this guy doing, and where is he from? Because Citizen Z reads on, I think it was an iPad or something, reads that the International Space Station actually ran out of oxygen and everybody died, which makes the guy's story absolutely ridiculous. So how is this guy alive if 3 years ago the International Space Station ran out of oxygen and everybody died? So as everything starts to unravel, it turns out that cosmonaut's not really there. It's the like something in Citizen Z's conscience, which is basically telling him, hey, why are you feeling this way? What's going on with the darn dog? Dog's passed out, labored breathing, sounds like it's dying, and he's thinking, oh, you poisoned my dog, you did this, you did that, blah. And in the end, it just turns out that the base is running out of oxygen. Oh, great, and he finally wakes up, opens the door, and lets the air in, and yeah, that's that. Turns out it was just a whole, hallucination. There was no cosmonaut, there was no, anybody, there was no conspiracy, there was nobody trying to kill him. It was just that the place ran out of oxygen, and of course, when your body is deprived of oxygen, you start to, sometimes see things or feel things that aren't there, and it makes sense, as oxygen levels go down, that's what makes you hallucinate more. And I actually had to watch it twice in order to really figure out what was going on. I was so taken aback. I was like, what the heck? And I'm like, and now he's just sitting there and he's playing video games? What the heck happened? So I had to rewatch it in order to even figure out that it was just a figment of his imagination. And I just, after watching this whole episode, I'm just, flabbergasted that they would, produce an episode like this. I mean, the last few weeks, Z Nation has done an excellent job of, producing episodes that are absolutely amazing. I mean, they really, I was really impressed with, the cannibalism episode, and the Z NATO episode, the episode where Garnett died, and the most recent episode, Welcome to the FU Bar. They really did a great job on those episodes, and they were really starting to build momentum. And then they showed this. And I'm like, Really? Like, you couldn't come up with anything better? And next week it's looking like they're going to show Addie and Mac, what, because Addie and Mac didn't appear at all in this episode, and I think they're going to show what's going on with them. And I don't know if it's going to be the whole episode's focused on them or not. I can't, the DVR cut off the trailer like it does every time. And I don't know if the other characters are going to be featured, but God, they could have at least featured Mac and Addie and could have had something going on there, something better than what they did here. I mean, I'm just really disappointed with the product that was given tonight. It just really felt like nothing was done, nothing was accomplished, and everybody was just sitting around doing nothing. It was like one big, like for Citizen Z, it was like one big party. Hey, let's socialize. I'm just like, this is crazy. You know, I would honestly say that it's the worst episode that they've produced so far. Even worse than Frackin' Zombies. And I just wasn't impressed by much of it. I mean, the only real interesting part of the episode was just seeing Murphy, you know, take action and his eyes glowing orange by the end of it. That's the only thing that I was really impressed with. Everything else just really didn't fit and really did not entertain me. I was really hoping for something better. I hope that they have something better planned for next week because I'm just really not impressed. And I mean, I have faith in the show. The show has demonstrated several times that they have the ability to entertain, and I just think that they could have done a better job of that. They could have had some zombie action in there that could have, you know, made things more interesting. They could have shown Mac and Addie. We could have at least had some drama going on over there with them, where they were trying to hide from zombies and figure something out. But it just really did not feel like anything was accomplished, and they just overplayed everything. Just too much idleness, too much, what the heck's going on here, and just nothing got accomplished, and nothing, was really catching about the episode. So, again, I'm not going to say that it was downright absolutely terrible. I mean, it had its moments, and it definitely was interesting to see Murphy, but that's about it. Not a lot of things to be entertained with by this. So honestly, if I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it a 2, and that's being generous in my opinion. So, I mean, I just say, have faith in Z Nation. They have shown that they can, make great episodes, and I'm hoping that next week they come back a little bit from this and really make an episode that, is entertaining, has all the right things that usually come with a Z Nation episode. Because if I see more episodes like that, you're gonna lose viewers quicker than you can, blink. Because I just really was not impressed, and I mean, I don't know how you guys are feeling, but that was just not entertaining at all. I'm still gonna watch Z Nation again. I have confidence. Every show's gonna have those episodes that are not as good. Plus, you have to. I understand you have to slow the story down a little bit, but that was just not good. So we'll have to see what happens. But I'm going to bring this video to a close. I want to thank everybody for watching. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them. Feel free to subscribe. I have more Z Nation and Walking Dead videos coming out. And if you disagree with me or if you think that there's something I missed, don't be afraid to leave it down in the comments. I really enjoy all input from you guys. It really means a lot. I really do appreciate it. And again, don't be afraid to be honest. There may be something that I'm overlooking, and maybe it wasn't as bad as I think it was, but I was not impressed, and I honestly think that it was the worst episode of the season so far. But thanks everybody for watching. Thank you all again for everyone who's subscribed and has been watching my videos. I really do appreciate it. You do make me feel very happy knowing that I'm able to get Z Nation material out there, and I do thank you. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening, guys. Thank you.